Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Earlier today I played some Dreamhack opens, and safe to say I learned a lot. You know, we're in a new season of solos. It went decent. Right here we're gonna be showing some Heat 1 clips, actually all of Heat 1, and how it went for me. And I just want to talk about like what I learned and what I'm going to do to improve, like what my mistakes were, etc. I'm not gonna inside the mind over the clips or whatever. I'm just gonna talk about like what I did to improve, or what I think I can do to improve for the next one and for solo FNCS. Especially with it being an open tournament, right? There's gonna be a Dreamhack every month, so people are gonna need to know like how to improve for the next one. And for me, the biggest thing is in the first game you should be able to drop like a 20 or 30 kill game. I didn't W key hard enough because I thought it would be pure placement for the first game, but then I realized that like kids were actually robots. Like when I say like these kids were AI, like this might offend some of you because some of you are probably AI, right? Like watching these videos, learning how to get better, and that's okay. But like these kids actually didn't know how to like fight. They didn't know how to do anything. Like look at the way I'm playing right now. I'm literally running in Storm. I have height. I could stay ahead, go for the win. I'm running in Storm without a brain to kill these kids because they're so bad, and I want to get as many kill points as I can because I realized like, yo, I gotta milk these points. And I was like top 50 for the whole thing up for like the first two hours, and then I ended up getting pushed out. But the number one thing I'd say is the first game, maybe even first 2 games, you need to be keying, right? In Dreamhack. With Dreamhack, there's no requirement like FNCS solos to be champs in arena, meaning you're literally playing with absolute shitters, like 0 point arena shitters. So and you know, if you're low on arena skill, like don't try not to be offended by that, because you know, like you're talking to a professional player. So you just gotta W key kids in the first games. So that's what I learned there. I also learned when you are W keying kids mid game, you need to not jump in their box. So a few times I made the mistake of hitting a kid, or not even like hitting him hard, maybe even cracking him sometimes, but after cracking him I would jump in his box, and you know, like sometimes they'd have gotten the mini off or whatever, and they'd end up killing me. Like this absolute shitter that doesn't know how to build would end up killing me because I'd miss my one pump shot, and they have attack with a fucking controller or mobile or whatever, or an SMG, and they just 200 to 0 me. So I think when you're fighting these shitters, you need to take your time, box them like a flopper like I just did to this kid, right? And then just be patient. Just outplay them with that gun skill rather than taking the 50-50, because even if you're shit, you can win a 50-50, right? That's what it is. It's a 50-50 if they hit their shot better than you do, and it happens, right? Like as good as you are at the game, you might miss a shot or two, and it's gonna fuck you up, and it's gonna tilt you because you just wasted 1 out of your 10 games. So essentially that's what I learned about fighting in this Dreamhack FNCS. What I also learned is after the first 2 games, after you've dropped like a good amount of kills, you need to just take it slow. There's no need to push people. You know, maybe 1 or 2 mid-game fights, but you don't need to be dropping like 20 bombs. Look at this kid right here. This kid's a robot. You don't need to be dropping 20 bombs. Like you just need to be playing placement, because it's really easy to get placement points in this, and it's super consistent placement points. So that's that. I made a few mistakes. A few of my mistakes were getting too greedy during the heats, right? There's a game I skipped here actually in the video where I got too greedy. I was fully stacked. I had a launch pad and I got in on a kid like right before half in half out. I cracked him and I exploited into his box, and he one pumped me, and it was a game that I threw. It was a game that would have qualified me, right? All I needed was 9 points to qualify. I popped off. I was just shitting on kids, and because of the 50-50s that I took, I ended up not qualifying. So you know, like obviously it's a pretty standard idea to not take a 50-50, right? But when you're playing against really shit players, you get like really excited for that 50-50. You don't think they're gonna be able to do anything. Like right here, I took a 50-50 on this kid, and I end up dying because of it. Like, look at that. I died to fucking Benny Beams. Who is Benny Beams? In this clip right here, I run out of shotgun ammo. Who runs out of shotgun ammo? When have you ever run out of shotgun ammo? Well, anyways, so far, what I learned, right, is don't take the 50-50s when you're fighting somebody. You know, like, obviously this is it's obvious advice for when you're fighting somebody good, but when you're fighting somebody shit, you tend to take a lot of 50-50s because you know they're shit, right? Like, you can tell when somebody's really bad at the game by their movement. Well, when you're taking 50-50s in these, it's not worth it because you're wasting 1 out of 10 of your games, and these fucking bots might kill you, and it's gonna tear apart your mental. You're gonna be like, dude, I just died to somebody that's really shit. I'm done with it, bro. Another thing I learned is don't get too greedy for positioning. A lot of my deaths were when I got too greedy for positioning, and I wanted to get like on top of a mountain even though I knew there were people nearby. Rather than taking my time, I kept moving, and it got me killed. Similar to that clip that you just saw where Fernan jumped in my box and coned me. Don't get too greedy. I like to play edge, just especially in these open tournaments, because there's a lot of like clueless people that are gonna push you mid game, or a lot of pros that might think you're just some bot. You know, they're W keying everybody and they're trying to get as many kills as possible. So pros will be W keying and you're gonna run into a pro and it's gonna be a long fight. So I normally try to stay edge, dead side. You notice how like right here on low ground too, I'm low ground, there's not really anybody near me, and I'm just playing life, waiting to see where the next zone goes. That's the main things I learned from Dreamhack. The last thing is like just mental, bro. Mentality matters so much. I tilted in Heat 2 and I did really horrible. I tilted in Heat 2 after dying the first game to a literal robot, bro. Like I died to a kid that had no idea how to build and no idea how to shoot, and I decided to start landing caddy corners just because I wanted to recover, and I just tossed, bro. I tossed game after game after game until it was at the point where it's like I've literally lost 5 games in the first 10 minutes of the tournament. I threw my tournament. And that's how my tournament went, bro. Heat 1, I did really well. I was really close to qualifying. You guys are gonna see at the end of this video my insane last game that I needed to win, that I popped off, but it just was I was so close, man. So anyways, enjoy this video. I'm sure you can learn a thing or two on how to play. Like, you can also notice that you can make so many mistakes and still be close to qualifying for that next Dreamhack. So if there's any tips I can give you, it's everybody's a bot in your first lobby. Everybody. And I literally mean everybody. Like, when I say bot, I mean they don't know how to fucking move. Second tip I can give you is don't take that 50-50. And then the third tip is don't get too greedy for positioning, right? And when you get too greedy for positioning, if there's people next to you, they might end up just shitting on you, man. They might beam you. Like right here, you're gonna notice I get too greedy for positioning. I know there's a kid. I'm max mats, dude. I'm literally max mats. I have everything set to do well this game. Okay? And this kid edits down, takes my floor, cones me. I get out, and he literally just chases me nonstop and ruins my game. Look at this, dude. I start with 1,500 mats, and by the time this kid's done chasing me, I have 190 mats. 19 builds to my name. Okay, all because I decided to go under some dude's base, not thinking that he'd added out on me. And he tossed my game and his game, by the way. I ended up stinking him and griefing his game. So it goes back to that situation too, is like, you don't have to fucking W key like a psychopath, bro. Like, especially once you get into the later lobbies, you need to fucking just play life. Like, after you get your first W key game 1-2, you literally just play your life. Like, you don't need kills. You'll get those kills in endgame. It's so easy to get placement in these lobbies. Also, another point I want to add is that Heat 2 was much harder than Heat 1. Heat 1, I think, since it was earlier in the day, a lot of those opens kids, you know, the younger kids that are playing these competitive events, are awake. Their parents haven't made them go to sleep because of curfew, etc. And Heat 2, people care a lot more. And a lot of it is pros that grind this game for 10 to 15 hours a day, right? People that are willing to play those 6 hours of tournaments. A lot of the casuals that you'll see in Heat 1 don't play that much, right? They play the game for fun. They play these tournaments for fun. How many times have you been out with friends, or you guys are probably a little bit younger, been talking to friends or whatever, and you know, maybe you're really good at the game, you're champs, and they're bragging to their friends about how they just hit Div 2, man. And you're in your head thinking, like, who actually counts divisions in arena? Like, people actually think this is ranked? You know what I mean? So it's like, those are the kids you're going up against in Heat 1, are people that are like, yo, I just fucking hit Div 2. Like, I'm struggling to hit Div 3. You know, like, they're bragging about their arena divisions. And I know you guys, like, you guys are grinding it out. Don't get me wrong. Like, don't be offended by that. But I'm just saying that's the level of skill those people are at, right? When a lot of us are pro players who are able to W key these people that are still learning the game, and like getting champs to us isn't a problem, but for them getting to Division 3 is. So those kids are the ones playing opens in Heat 1, and by the time it comes to Heat 2, they're not there anymore. It's all pros. Queues are longer. W keying is much harder. Anyways, enjoy watching the rest of the video. Sorry I talked for so much. That was just me rambling for 10 minutes. I know some of you hate my voice. I know some of you love my voice. Enjoy the last 10 minutes of the video, guys. And I'll be doing a watch party of all the dream hacks. And as usual, I stream every day on Twitch. Daily Trio Cup into whatever the fuck I'm doing. So if you guys want to watch Dream Hack, feel free to stop by the stream. See you guys later. Peace. Jesus Christ, bro. Like, oh. No, back.
Stack in half map, like how? Wow. We're winning, not cool. And just like that, man, 9 points off the qual. I know what I did wrong. It's important that I fix those things. You know, as much as I want to blame the game, it was my fault. There are things that I did, my mistakes. You know, in the moment, I blame the game. I blame other things. But when you go back and you look at it, I didn't put in the work. I didn't put in the time, and I still could have qualified. Right? I haven't been practicing like crazy. I've been focused more so on making videos for you guys, etc. And I didn't put in as much work as I did last FNCS into solos, and so yeah, you know, I wasn't expecting much. I expected to qualify, and I fucked up, and I'll fix that for the next event. Hopefully, I was right off qualing as usual. Literally 1 kill would have gotten me a qual, but it is what it is, boys. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Also, shout out to Lunez and your fellow Arab TV over there, the thick boys rocking it out. Your fellow Arab TV has a huge elimination, takes out Tifu and Closey.
It's your fellow Arab, dude. He's always on the top of the leaderboard.
I'm full committed to Arab. Full committed to Arab.
Your fellow Arab.